around. We're gonna, this is a really special thing. So there's a lot of folks who we want to showcase, but also there's even more people who've helped. So please gather around, anyone who's interested. You can be camera shy and not, but you can also be camera fun and be like, hey family, I'm on the news or whatever, enjoy. Okay, too, and we should definitely have Chief up here and anyone
Richard.
Else. Yeah.
Richard.
Yeah, Sister Cities, that's the word I'm looking for too. Sister Cities, posse, come on up. All right.
You don't have to stand in the back.
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay, so we are here today to follow through on a commitment that we made, I think it was almost 3 years ago, when there was the invasion of the Ukraine, and our community and our sister cities got together, and we said that we want to build a sister cities relationship to help. And so we became sister cities with Kharkiv. This was almost 2 years ago now, and it was one of the fastest sister city approved projects actually that they've done in recent memory. And so I just want to mention a little bit about Sister Cities as a whole. This organization was formed in 1956. It was part of the vision of then President Eisenhower, who of course was the head of our military during World War II. And the idea was that if cities can talk to each other, that we can help each other and we can foster peace. What a tremendous message. And the idea was that city to city connection can be just about those things and about cultural exchange. In a way, it's for us to be able to talk by leaving politics out. And so we've tried to do exactly that and stand and try and help our friends and our sisters in Kharkiv. And so we're going to talk a little bit about different aspects of this. But we committed to send an ambulance to help those in need, suffering from the bombing and the invasions in Kharkiv. And we also had to figure out a way to get it over there and all sorts of other issues. In fact, we got a bus faster to Espanola than we did to get an ambulance to Kharkiv, which obviously makes a lot of sense why those two things took a different amount of time. But today, we are shipping off this ambulance finally to Kharkiv, and that's what we're here to celebrate. So I'll talk a little bit more about this after our speakers, but let's hear from some folks who've been very involved in this. And first and foremost, the head of Sister Cities in New Mexico, Pam Feather. Pam?
Yeah, thank you, Mayor. Welcome everyone here who's here to help us celebrate this wonderful moment that we have come to. Albuquerque Sister Cities was so excited when Mayor Keller wanted to form a city with the Ukraine. And as he said, we were able to form this relationship with Kharkiv, Ukraine, and we have been working on this project for this past year, learning about transportation, all kinds of transportation, ground transportation, ocean transportation, working across countries, and working and building a relationship on the other side with our friends in Kharkiv who will be receiving this. And at the same time, we were fortunate, one of our Kharkiv members that we work with that is a citizen, Ruslan, came and he got to sit in the seat of this and feel it and said, oh, we need this over in Kharkiv. You don't know how badly we need this ambulance over there. And he was so excited. Well, he's going to be meeting this ambulance soon, and he is overjoyed. So just the heart that we're touching, our people-to-people relationship, are growing stronger every day, and we're so thankful this day has come together. So thank you all for being here.
Thanks, Pam. All right, and now we want to introduce, it was on, maybe his first or second month when we had a new economic development director, and we wanted to have somebody kind of quarterback this effort from the city side. And we have a very internationalist director of economic development. And so at first he was kind of like, wait, what? This was the job I got? And then he embraced it fully and has even visited Kharkiv to help set up this relationship. So to become a sister city, there is an actual process. You have to have a delegation from each city visit each city. And you also have to have mayor-to-mayor direct communication. We've done that with the mayor of Kharkiv several times. Actually, we've met, obviously, over Zoom, but we have hosted individual from Kharkiv in Albuquerque for about a week. And we also sent Max Gruner, our economic development director, who was in Kharkiv, was it last year? Yeah, last year. So come on up, Max.
Thank you, Mayor. Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Fire Academy. Look, I don't want to take too much time. There are people behind me who have a lot more to say about the situation in Ukraine. But I wanted to thank Mayor Keller for his courage, for his vision. I also want to give a shout out to the State Department. As the mayor mentioned, this was the fastest ever process of creating a sister city, and the first time a city such as Albuquerque entered into that kind of relationship with a city in crisis. Right? Crisis could be natural disaster, man-made disaster. It is an absolutely remarkable thing. I want to give a huge shout out, and he was just mentioned by Pam Feather. I want to give a huge shout out to Ruslan, who hosted us when we were in the Ukraine, kept us safe, fed us well. But I want to take a moment to talk about the symbolism of the ambulance. You have a country at war. The devastation and the human suffering is just absolutely unimaginable. The physical injuries, the psychic and mental injuries, that ongoing bombardment of your home creates in a population, from the youngest kids to your seniors. There's a real significance about this timing. We signed the Sister City Agreement, the 1-year anniversary of the aggressive invasion of Russia of the Ukraine, on June 29th. This ambulance will arrive in Kharkiv for the second anniversary of this war, and I'm absolutely thrilled about this. I hope this ambulance does a whole lot of good. And again, I think it's a testament to the spirit of One Albuquerque. I think it's a testament to the spirit of Albuquerque, and I think it's a testament of the spirit of our local Ukrainian community that you are all here. So again, from the bottom of my heart, thank you for spending this morning with us. Thank you for your time. This is an absolutely incredible achievement of this city. Thank you.
Now, none of this happens without an actual ambulance. And so to talk about that journey, let's bring up our fire chief, Emily Armio.
Hi, good morning, everybody. We actually got to spend some time with Ruslan when he was visiting, and some of our staff are here that got to spend time. He was, it just really kind of touched us and made the donation real, spending time with him and hearing about what's going on in his city. He brought us all gifts. I didn't allow my battalion chief to wear the big belt buckle that he brought him as a gift today because he would have been out of uniform. They also did a pull-up competition on our pull-up bars, and he really beat all of our firefighters also. But we do donations frequently, and this was the first time that we really got to meet the person that was going to accept that donation, and that really was a very special time for all of us. We're really proud to be able to donate this rescue or ambulance, and in our department we call it a rescue, to our sister city Kharkiv. Our fleet division works really hard to maintain all of our apparatus, and because of our robust system that includes routine daily maintenance by our firefighters, and then also all of our mechanics in our fleet division, we really get a lot of life out of these rescues. We can keep them in service for over a decade. This one behind me we purchased in 2011, and it has over 130,000 miles, and it served one of our busiest districts in the tramway and central area. So there's a lot of life that this rescue has had, but a lot lot of life left in it. We can sometimes donate our equipment in state, and sometimes it doesn't meet the rules to donate it in the state of New Mexico. This is one of those ones that we wouldn't have been able to donate to a community in New Mexico, but luckily we are able to donate it to our sister city. So we're very excited to announce that this rescue will find a home serving residents in the Ukraine. Donating this rescue is a valuable contribution to their healthcare infrastructure, especially considering the ongoing challenges that they're facing. This rescue will help improve emergency medical services and save lives in the city of Kharkiv. So on behalf of Albuquerque Fire Rescue, we want to wish the first responders well as they use our rescue to protect their community, as it is done for us here in Albuquerque. We recognize the invaluable contribution of our brother and sister firefighters to the safety and well-being of our communities, both near and far. So we also want to thank Mayor Keller, Director Gruner, everybody from Sister Cities, our fleet manager, Randy Bloomer, who keeps this thing going for us, and everybody else that made it possible to be here today. So thank you.
Thanks so much, Chief. And now, I think most importantly, we want to hear from some of our members of the Ukrainian community. And again, I just want to emphasize that Sister Cities is a very formalized process, and it takes direct community-to-community conversation. It is actually meant to cut out like intermediaries, no matter who those are. And it's supposed to be about city government to city government, and also about literally community to community. So folks in the Ukrainian community who now live here, and us being able to talk to folks. And we actually have a very interesting sort of Sikh connection, which we can go into too, folks that we know in also in Kharkiv. So with a little bit on that, let's bring up George Chapyashak, if I sort of got that right. You told me that's how to say it. All right, George, come on up. And Natalia Edelman, and also, you want to speak on the Sikh front? Okay, why don't you three just be a trio, take turns, whatever you want to say.
Fine. Hi, I'm George Klapashuk. I'm the chair of the Albuquerque Kharkiv Sister City Project, and I just wanted to, besides thanking everyone who really put their heart and soul into it, I want to talk a little bit about Kharkiv and why this is, in a sense, important. Kharkiv is the second largest city in Ukraine, big aeronautics, a lot of engineering, but they're located 30 kilometers from the Russian border. So when the Russians press the launch button for a missile, it takes 2 minutes to hit. Not enough time for Patriots to intercept, and they're pretty random and discriminate about where they're going to hit. So they hit everything. But the point is to terrorize, to blow out windows and so on, to the point where children's schools are now underground in the subway. They put in concert halls, they have schools down there to protect the population. So the other part of this is that there's 3,500 first responders. And one of the things that the Russians do is they'll hit, the missiles they'll hit all the time. They'll wait till the first responders get there, and then they'll hit the same spot again. Terror, constant terror. So to get it over there, I just want to again thank everyone who helped measure this and weigh it, and all we could not get it into a container, even a high cube. It's too big. So it's ending up, it's going to go on a roll on, roll off vessel. It was going to go first from here to Baltimore, and then right as it was ready to go to Baltimore, the Baltimore Bridge fell down. And so we had to go to Wilmington, North Carolina. And now it's going to Galveston. And then it's going to go there, and then it's got another 2,000 kilometer ride through the war zone to get to Kharkiv. So just to, a little bit about how this works. Again, thanks to everyone, and it's a lovely, lovely gift. It'll be much appreciated there. Thank you. So who's next?
Hello, my name is Natalia Edelman, and I present Ukrainian Americans of New Mexico organization. and I'm so co-chair of Sister City. I got a little note from Ruslan. He wanna say everyone who involved in this project, fire department, Mayor Keller, Sister City, and he say it's really need this ambulance right now because Russia bomb Kharkiv almost every day and people suffer. They don't have in some part of Kharkov electricity, water, and it's little note from him. We're so happy to work with Sister City and Mayor Keller, and I want to thank for everyone who helped us, who stay with Ukraine, because it's really important to know for us that like many states help us and New Mexico stays with Ukrainians here. 4 months ago, I came back from Ukraine, and I saw and I know many stories about what happened with people during the occupation, some little cities like Bucha, where I grew up. And I want to just thank you for everyone who involved in this project. Thank you.
You go ahead and introduce yourself.
Well, my name is Kulbir Singh, and I have lived in New Mexico for the last 53 years. And I know there's a big Sikh community up in Espanola. And we've been doing a lot with Ukraine because we've been sending them food, medicines. We own a company called Yogi Tea, and we've been sending truckloads of Yogi Tea to Ukraine. And more importantly, we've been teaching yoga to all the people up there. Matter of fact, we signed a MOU we are teaching yoga to all the soldiers who go in front line, and when they come back, to get rid of their stress and their anxiety and get them ready so they can go back. So one fine evening in Albuquerque, I was having dinner with the mayor, and we talked about this. I said, we should do something about helping Ukraine, and he said, let's do it. And with his braveness, because it's a pretty hot issue, this has all happened. And we made a sister city, like Mayor said, in very short time. And you know, in New Mexico, it's such a beautiful day, and we think about in breakfast, should we have a red chili or green chili? Those are our choices. But there, the reality is a war. How do we survive, and how we dodge the missiles coming through and drones coming through. And when I was there, you hear these sounds coming through, and everybody looks up and says, drones. And you get this like amber alert you get here, and you're in a car and train, and this amber alert comes in. You're still going on with your life, and people don't know where it's going to come from and where it's going. You know, this whole process is about community, and it's about peace. It's about realizing that we are all connected, and it's not about, answer is not war. This is a symbol of saying that we are here, people versus people, and it's all about love and taking care of humanity as a whole. And answer can never be peace. Answer can never be war. It has to be peace. And I'm so glad that Mayor has taken this step to send a message around to Kharkiv about peace and telling people that there are other people who do care. So thank you, Mayor, and thank you, everybody, for coming. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, sure.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Larissa Castillo, and I'm a newly elected president of Ukrainian Americans of New Mexico. And I'm using this chance to thank all the people of Albuquerque who take care of donating and bringing our dream come true, to get the ambulance set up and sent into Ukraine. In the hardship and cruelty of war, the hand of help stretching as far as from Albuquerque to Kharkiv to save so many lives, because life is the most precious what we have. And thank you so much again for doing that and saving people's life.
Thank you. Well, I think we're going to have some sort of ceremonial signings as we send this off from the Duke City over to Kharkiv. And I just want to close by saying that I very much appreciate the remarks that have been shared by everyone today. But I also want to reflect on, it's amazing what we can do when we literally work together. And it sounds like a cliche, but mayors cannot decide sister cities, and mayors cannot unilaterally do things like ambulances. It actually takes all of us working together. And this is a great example where the hardest part is actually getting the direct citizen to citizen connection that you just heard about on both sides, and then working with our sister cities foundation to actually make that happen. And so that is very special, and that is all something that I cannot do without everyone who's behind us today, and even some other folks who aren't able to join us. So I want to thank you all so much for really doing all the real work on this. Thank you. All right, so with that, I think Max and/or team, or I know we're going to assign a few different flags and some other things to send on the ambulance. So folks are involved in that. And actually, everyone who's here is welcome to sign. So I know we have a bunch of directors here, but part of the One Albuquerque, if you're interested, come on up.